Hi everyone, it's Mindy and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm creating a fresh and cheerful lemon themed card featuring the Squeeze You stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. So I'm going to be combining three really fun techniques including stamping, ink blending, and stenciling. I will have all the supplies used linked down below in the video description. First, let's take a look at the products I'm using today. This is the Squeeze You Stamp Die and Stencil, Petal Point Frames Die, and the Sweet Blooms Stencil. I'm going to start off by stamping out my lemons plus a couple of the flowers to add as embellishments. So I'm placing them onto some Hammermill white cardstock, and I am going to start by stamping them in flannel ink. This is a technique that I do almost every time I have an image to stamp and then a stencil. Flannel ink is a nice light gray ink. The key to this is I'm going to be leaving the stamp set in my MISTI and then bringing the cardstock back to the MISTI when I'm done stenciling. The reason I do this is I don't like to start with a black ink right away because even if I hit it with my heat tool to dry it, a lot of times, especially with light colors, I tend to smear my black ink and I don't want any black ink contaminating the nice bright yellow that I'm going to be using today. I'm bringing that cardstock over to a sticky mat that's holding my cardstock down in place, and then I placed my stencil over the top to start ink blending my lemons. I did have to do a little bit of creative masking because this layer of the stencil also has a couple of the leaves. So I did mask those areas off. I am starting with a large blending brush and the color Butter. This is from Trio 27 from the Simon Says Stamp Pawsitively Saturated Inks. So after I did that light wash of color, I'm going to come in with a smaller blending brush, and on one side of the lemon, I am going to add honey. It is a nice dark kind of rich yellow, and it's going to help give my lemon a little bit of contrast, but I did want to step it up a little bit more. I felt like it needed just a bit more of a shadow area. So I'm bringing in Cappuccino, which comes from Trio 10, and that was, for me, the perfect touch of light brown. I am just very gently dusting over the edges for that shadow look. As I mentioned, this layer of the stencil also has a couple of the leaves there. So I'm going to take a rag and I'm just going to wipe away the excess ink that is on the stencil. I remove the Post-it tape and then I place that over the top of the lemons so that I could ink blend my leaves. So here I'm starting with a quick wash of Sprout. This comes from Trio 8. It's one of my most used trios from Simon Says Stamp. And then after I get that light wash in, I'm going to come in. I think this was a field ink. It's a really dark green. I had tapped off on my work surface, but because it's a slick surface, I didn't really tap off enough. So I did tap off a little bit on my rag because my rag will absorb the ink a little bit. And that just helps me control that dark ink a little bit better so I can get more of a feel for it until I'm comfortable with it, is I guess what I would say. And then I just start on the stencil and I gradually make my way onto the open area. So where the leaf is. You always want to do more of a gradual approach. I would rather have more ink on my stencil than I need to versus coming in way too heavy handed or too dark on my leaves. So that's going to complete just one layer of the stencil. So I did shift the stencil around and I'm going to do those exact same techniques with the exact same colors for the rest of the lemons and the leaves. You're going to notice that some areas I did get some ink outside of the stencil, but as long as it is not over the top of my image, I'm okay with that because I do plan on die cutting this image out. So just making sure I'm not getting any of that extra ink where it doesn't need to be. It's really helpful to have two different size blending brushes when you are stenciling an area like this. The larger brushes will cover large areas very quickly, and because the way the brush is designed, it does come in with I would say a softer approach. And the smaller blending brushes really do help me kind of contain my shadow area that I'm applying. So I really want to build up the dimension and make these look dimensional, even though they're really not. So I did speed the process up a little bit as I went through the stencil, just shifted the stencil around till it fit the appropriate or corresponding area to my image. And again, using those same colors and same technique for each of them. Now we do have the branch, and that I did first in a light layer of I believe it was gingerbread. I meant to bring in another color off of that Trio 29, but I ended up grabbing cappuccino because that was the closest brown ink handy, which still worked for me to add a little bit of a shadow area on one side of the branch. The stencil also has some etchings on it, which makes it really easy to line up each of the areas. I have one last area here to fill in, which at first I was confused about what it was supposed to be, if it was a branch or a leaf, but I looked at the packaging and that was able to give me a clear picture that it was part of the leaf, so that way I knew what colors to use. Once everything is ink blended, I'm going to remove the stencil and also my paper from the sticky mat. I brought it back into my MISTI, making sure that it was placed down in that bottom corner, just like I had started. And then I'm going to ink up the image using the VersaFine Nocturne Clair ink. So that's going to bring my outlines all back to the forefront and really makes this image pop. And since I had some open space up there, I'm going to go ahead and stamp a sentiment that is also off of this stamp set using that same black ink. Off screen, I'll use the coordinating dies to die cut all of those images out, and I'm going to work on a background, which is going to be using the Sweet Blooms stencil. It is a 3-piece layering stencil. I just made sure when I was starting out that the Simon Says stamp etching was all in the same direction. That's going to help me with alignment. So I placed a piece of white cardstock that's 4¼ by 5½ down onto a sticky mat, placed my stencil over the top, and then I'm using these center alignment guides to place around the corners of my stencil. That way I know exactly where to place the next stencils. So each of these layers, I am using the Morning ink from Simon Says Stamp. It is from Trio 18, and I'm using that color for each of the layers. What I wanted was just kind of a subtle pattern in the background, and I really love this shade of blue. It's one of my favorites. It's just kind of a dusty, to me, kind of like a country blue. So I did go over this very light-handed. After all of my layers were done, I'm removing the last layer of the stencil. It's a beautiful pattern, and this is going to look gorgeous in various colors. But for right now, this is going to make my background. Before I decide to trim this down, I need to figure out the rest of my card front. I will be using a piece of Cornflower cardstock I have there on screen. It's cut to 4¼ by 5½. I use the Petal point frames, die cut that out of white cardstock, and then found a rectangle from the A2 rectangles die that would fit right inside of that Petal point frame. And that is what I used to die cut out my stencil panel. Now I'm coming back in with that same Morning ink. I'm coming around the outer edges and also giving it a little dusting around or across the whole card front to kind of tone that background down a little bit. I'm adding tape runner to the back of that stencil panel and placing it onto my frame. And then the frame, I'm going to flip over and add some foam tape to so that I can pop this up on top of my Cornflower cardstock. Now, what I should have done was added my lemon branch before I added my stenciled panel to this Petal point frame piece, but I completely forgot. So what I did is I had trimmed off the branch up at the top there at a little angle, but I needed to trim it off just a little bit more. So I positioned the lemon branch the way I want it to be on my card front, and then just used my scissors to kind of trim along that edge. It's getting me close enough to where I want it to be, but I do recommend doing that before you add your stenciled panel to the frame. I'm adding thin foam squares behind my lemons. I am absolutely in love with the Simon Says Stamp thin foam squares, and I'm completely out of the bigger ones. So I'm using all of these little ones, and I added that to the front of my panel. So it's giving it just a little bit of a lift. You could also die cut it multiple times if you want to add dimension, but I really love the thin foam squares. I'm also popping up a couple of the small flowers using a thin foam square. And then my sentiment is going to be tucked right in between those two flowers, again with thin foam squares, but they are just on each end of the sentiment. And that's my card for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing how easy it is to combine your stamping, ink blending, and stenciling to create a soft layered design. That subtle dusty blue background really helps the lemon branch stand out while adding just the right amount of interest. If you enjoyed today's tutorial, I would love it if you gave this video a thumbs up and subscribed if you haven't already. Be sure to leave me a comment down below. I always love hearing from you and seeing what inspires your next projects. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, and until next time, happy crafting.